Right, so we have Docker out of the way, and you can see that they said all we need is Docker. And then these are the specs for the machine that we need, right? So 2 CPUs or more, and then 2 gigabytes of free memory, 20 gigabytes of free disk space, internet connection, container, or virtual machine. So we actually have then this part right here, and hopefully your laptop should have, or your computer should have, all of these specs. Now, to install Minikube on Mac is very simple. Just say brew install Minikube, provided that you have brew installed, or you can download Minikube directly, right? So depending on the architecture, x86 or ARM. So in my case, I need to follow the ARM example here. And also you can see that we have installation for Linux in here and for Windows as well, right? So installation for Minikube, it's really straightforward. So let me follow the ones for Mac OS, and let me just close this. So I'm going to download directly. So I'm going to copy this snippet, go back, and in here, so let me just clear the screen. So I can say clear, or I can say Control plus and then L, right? And that will clear the screen. So Control L, and you can see that that cleared. So now I'm going to paste that in. Enter. Just give it a second. Put my password. And there we go. You can see that that was super simple. Now it means that if I clear the screen, I can type Minikube and then version. And you can see that this is the version that was installed. So version 1.18.1, and this is the commit hash. So we are good to go. Now, if I go back to the docs in here, they give us this command right here on how to start the cluster. So right here, what I'm going to do is just say Minikube and then start. And you can see that we have this emoji, which is kind of funny. But now just give it a second. And you can see that it's pulling the base image. Now this should take a while. And you can see that it says starting control plane node. So you've learned about node and Minikube in cluster. And the name of the cluster is Minikube. And there we go. So creating Docker container, 2 CPUs, and then the memory. Just give you a second. And there we go. You can see that it has finished. So it said preparing Kubernetes, and then the version, and then enabled add-ons, which I'm going to teach you later, and it's done right here. So what I'm going to do here is the following. I'm going to clear the screen, and I'm going to say Minikube, and then status, and have a look. So type control plane, host is running, kubelet is running, API server is running, kubeconfig is configured, and I'm going to show you exactly what this is in a second. And there we go. We successfully have a Kubernetes cluster running in our local machine. So before I end this video, what I want to show you here is the following. So if I clear the screen and then type Docker and then PS, you can see that in here, have a look. So we have one container running, and this is Minikube, right? So Minikube is running off a container. This is why we had to install Docker. Also, if I go back to the docs, you can see that this is running. So if I go back to the docs, if Minikube fails to start, see the drivers page. So here, if you have any issues with Minikube, follow this page and all of your problems will be solved. But you can see that the preferred way is container based, right? So Docker for Linux, Mac OS, and Windows in here. This is all for now. Catch me on the next one.